What's up, guys? You're watching this video because your wife treats you like shit and you're afraid to tell people what's going on. You're afraid to tell your friends. You're afraid to tell your family. You're afraid to ask her family why she treats you so poorly and what you should do. There's something inside you that makes you feel like if you talk about it to somebody that you are talking shit about her. There's something inside you that makes you feel like if you just did or said something right, if you listen to the criticism that she's got for you and says that you're doing something wrong, you think that if you just did something right, she would stop. She would stop the yelling. She would be consistent with the I love yous if they're around at all. So what I want to say to you is you can't see how codependent you are. Brother, you are codependent as fuck. You're in a bad spot. I like a better translation for codependency, which I've heard called relationship addiction. And what is addiction? Addiction is finding something in your life that solves a problem, but in and of itself becomes its own problem. Oftentimes, this era has been called the era of despair or problems of despair. That's what's going on with the drug epidemic in America. Someone's in despair, they don't like the way they feel, so they find a tool, a drug, an alcohol, or in your case, a person, to remove yourself from that feeling, which, let's face it, guys, at the core, most of us feel like we're not good enough just as we are. Whether we're running a business and we're worried people are going to find out that we're not qualified or don't know what we're talking about, or we're in academia or leadership of some kind and we just don't feel like we're up to the task. Inside here, we feel like something's wrong. And so we find, again, a drug, a drink, a person, work, activity, athletics, to fill that need. And in and of itself, it becomes a problem. We're looking for control or looking for love or we're looking for acceptance, and it becomes the problem. So that's what happens in codependency. In the beginning, we're there for her. We're helping her with her problems. She's come from a rough past. She might have dealt with some eating disorders in the past. You might think that this might be some form of narcissism or borderline personality disorder. All you know is she's not really going to go get it fixed. She's not going to a therapist. She's not talking to a coach. She's not talking to somebody. She might not even have a lot of friends. And so she looks at you and looks to you to quote unquote fix the problems. You're the problem. Something's wrong with you. If only you just did this, then you would be lovable. If only you just said things to me in a certain way, then I could love you correctly. Why don't you love me, she says. Why don't you see me and love me the way that I need to be seen and loved? The sad truth is, you will never be enough for her. You're never going to be enough for her. And that's because there isn't a man alive who could be enough for her. What she's doing is looking to fix something from her past, her childhood most likely, some other conditioning that happened. And all she knows to do is to harm the thing that's closer to her, which is you. So what do you do in all this? You're like, all right, brother, pump the brakes, man. I already feel this big. You don't need to make me feel any worse. Well, know this, you're not alone. I talk to men every day who are in your shoes. And it's not to say that she's all bad either. It's not to say that she can't wake up on her own or be told through having healthy boundaries from you that you say, babe, I love you. I'm here for you, but you've got to go deal with this somewhere else. You need help, and I cannot be the one to help you. Please seek professional mental health care. Please go get a therapist or a coach or a group to go get help with all this, because I can't be the one to do that. What's more is, along the way, you made your life so small trying to be everything for her that you forgot who you are. You don't even know what you want anymore. You look at your life and you think, where's my purpose outside of her? What have I pursued? What have I finished? I've got lots of things that I've started. I've said I'm going to pursue a lot of things. I'm going to go do a lot of things, but in the end, you just don't. Something gets in the way. Most often, it's some kind of anxious thing from her saying, I need this thing done now. Or she just checks out altogether, goes in the bedroom, closes the door for hours on end or days on end, and you're left like, okay, I'm going to do some more heavy lifting from her. I'm going to take care of the kids a little bit more, do more of the cooking, do more of the shopping. And your career slumps, man. Even if you're super successful, there's some part of you that's not accessible because you've been spending so much time focusing on what you think she needs. And brother, sometimes what you think she needs and what she says she needs might sound the same, but that's not what she needs at all. What she needs is a man who finds his own purpose outside of her. What she needs is a man who looks in the right direction for his purpose and his fulfillment, which is God, which is what you know to be true for you, what you always knew to be true for you, and you turned the volume down on it because you kept thinking you needed to help her, fix something for her, and you lost your identity. This is super common. If you're feeling gross about this, that's okay. You're not alone. You are not alone. I've been there. I went through a marriage in my early 20s that ended in codependent disaster. I got remarried a few years later, and my wife looked at me, she goes, you know you're super codependent, right? And thankfully, she had enough awareness to recognize that I couldn't fix her problems and she couldn't fix mine. And I knew I had to go into my own interior space. I knew I needed to go find my own help, my own place, so that I could refocus my life, find my purpose, pursue the things I knew I needed to do to become the man I wanted to be, to find that thing inside me where I thought there's some things in me that I need to finish. There's some things in me that I need to achieve. And I went from my entire life feeling kind of anxious all the time and losing myself and trying to help other people, especially the women in my life, because it was easier to relate to women than it was to men. And I put myself in situations and social circles around other men because men can only become men among men. Let me say that again. Men can only become men around other men. So I made myself be around other men. So in that process of iron sharpening iron, I found who I am. And when I found my purpose, when I found my interior leadership, I could finally lead my family. Now this sounds a little bit meta. Like, where's the layers in all this, buddy? Show me some like practical things. So here's the practical things. Number one, you have to reset your nervous system to stop looking to her to make you feel okay. You have to stop making her your emotional center. Along the way, you have to be very clear about your boundaries without losing your composure, without belittling her, without patronizing her, without becoming an asshole. Don't reflect how she treats you back to her because, look, man, the opposite of the North Pole is the South Pole. They're both cold and desolate places. Don't get drawn into the immaturity. Be the more mature person, but do so without being patronizing, without being belittling to her. Draw your boundaries. Don't treat her like a kid. Second thing you need to do is find your purpose. Go be around men. Whatever God has told you to go do it. Whatever you felt you had the capacity to do in your life, go pursue it. Do it every day. This part of your life gets healed from action and action alone. That's it. Showing up over and over. Chop wood, carry water. The last thing you need is you need accountability and you need a plan. There's lots of places to go find that. You can go find a group. You can go find a coach. You can go find a plan. If you need some resources, I've got some free resources down in The link's below. Easiest thing for you to do right now is to just hit like and subscribe, follow along, comment with your own story. Tell me if this sounds like familiar to you. Is this something that you've lived through? My name is Ron, and I've been helping men just like you fix their codependency, anxious attachment, and nice guy syndrome for the last 10 years. I am a recovering nice guy. I'm a recovering codependent. Why don't I say recovered? Because fucking nobody is. Anyone who says they are is lying to you. It's my great pleasure to get to coach men just like you, to be in community with men just like you. I'm so glad you found this video. Stick around, watch my other videos, keep coming back. We'll talk to you later.